Hello, good day everybody. This is Fred with Wentworth CCTV of New England, and we are coming at you today with a quick video on what to do if you're a campground, a marina, even a homeowner in which you have a main building or a house that has your internet service from your ISP, and you want to distribute that throughout the property to remote buildings. At your home it could be a garage or even a shed. In a marina it could be, a slip on the water. It could be a fuel station where you might have a POS terminal. And in a campground it could be the rec hall. It could be where your swimming pool is. It could be a bathhouse. But you may want to put security cameras, or you might want to put access points for Wi-Fi in those buildings. You may not know how to do that. It's very simple. You just employ these wireless bridges. We're going to teach you how to do that right now. Alright, let's get into the meat and potatoes.
Alright, before we start this video, if you would like to support us, make sure to subscribe. Like the video if you're enjoying the content, and comment down below if this video was helpful to you.
Thank you, Brady. He gives me crap all the time because I didn't do it right, so he did it this video, but that's my son Brady. He's my editor-in-chief. Alright, yeah, let's get into it. So you have a property. Might be a home, it might be a business. At your house it might be a garage. At work it could be a marina. You could own or manage a marina or a campground. And you have a main building in which you have internet service from your ISP, but you also have a garage at home. In a marina environment, oftentimes there's fuel docks with fuel buildings that could have computers or POS terminals. In a campground there's a bunch of places, man. The pool. People want internet, Wi-Fi, or security cameras at the pool, at the rec hall, certainly, and at the bathhouses. So these can be deployed in many ways. But what we want to do is employ wireless bridges. I prefer Enstation5acs. They come in kits. If you don't like Enstations or you don't like EnGenius, you can use any other vendor out there. Everybody makes a bridge. I like the 5 gigahertz Enstation5acs. It's 867 Mbps, almost a gig of speed through these guys, and a kit is something like $280. So yeah, you would mount this transmitting dish, this transmitting bridge, at the site of your internet source. So in a campground it would be the camp office, in a marina it would be your your marine office. But you would mount this on the building, and it should be facing the building in which you want to transfer the internet. Okay, the building we want to extend our internet to. And what you're going to do, you'll take this back off. Inside there are 2 ports. Okay, one is PoE and one is LAN. PoE is power over Ethernet. So we want to, once this is mounted, plug a Cat6 cable into the PoE port, not the LAN port, the PoE port. Make sure you put the weatherproof connector back on after you put your cable in. And you're going to run that from the dish location all the way to the site of your internet source. These Enstation5acs will not work with a PoE switch, unfortunately. They need to be used with the 24-volt PoE injector that comes with them. This also, like the dish, has 2 ports, PoE and LAN. So the wire coming from the dish on the roof would plug into the PoE port of this injector. The LAN port would plug directly into your modem or router. Okay? And what that does is give this sending bridge internet from your ISP. Now on your receiving building on the property, okay, this is your garage we're talking about now, or the pool, or the fuel dock station. We're going to mount another one of these dishes, and again, it needs to be facing line of sight towards the main building. Okay, they're not magic. They won't go through buildings. No matter what other people tell you, they won't go through forests. They need to see each other. You need to see white to white. Okay, and if you can't, then you need to employ point to multi-point. We have a video on point to multi-point above. You'll see that one. So yes, we want to install this dish just like you did at the main building, at your satellite building, your remote building. Again, you're going to run a wire from the PoE port of this, the PoE port, directly to your 24 volt PoE injector. And again, these come with the kits. You don't have to worry about buying the injectors. You're going to plug the Cat6 cable from the dish to the PoE port of this PoE injector. The LAN port of the injector gets plugged into the uplink port of the PoE switch. Don't plug it into one of the PoE switches. Plug it into the 2.5 gig uplink port. Okay? Keep these available for your devices. Once that part is done, you then can put up your security cameras. Could be 1, could be 4, could be 8 with this dish. Doesn't matter. You're going to mount the security camera, and you're going to run Cat6 cable from the pigtail, PoE pigtail of the security camera. Has to be an IP camera, to one of the PoE ports on this PoE switch. This is an EnGenius PoE switch. Works good with this equipment. If you want to employ Wi-Fi, again, at the pool, at the campground for your guests, so they can use their cell phones and stuff while they're sitting at the pool, you'd run, again, a Cat6. This unit only has one PoE port. It's a 2.5 gig port. We have a great video on installing the ECW Wi-Fi 6 EnGenius access point. That link is above right now. You can learn all about this this access point. I'll tell you right now. great link. Run the Cat6 cable from the PoE port of this access point to the PoE switch on the PoE port on the switch. These do not come with, they do not need PoE injectors. They can be power over Ethernet with your PoE switch, just like the security camera can. The only thing that needs these PoE injectors are your bridges, and again, they come with it. Okay, so we're pretty well set up now. Let's switch over to our computer and show you how to make all this work together.
All right, so the first thing that you'll want to do is go into Google or Bing or whatever you use for a search browser, and you want to type Advanced IP Scanner, and you want to download this on your computer. There's one actually called Advanced IP Scanner. It's a free download. What this will allow you to do is to scan your network for active clients. And this is how you're going to find your Enstation5acs once they're plugged into your network. So let's go ahead and download that. Okay, so when you're done downloading the program, it will put an icon on your desktop just like this. It says Advanced IP Scanner. It will be a magnifying glass with some computers. When you click on this, it's going to give you the opportunity to scan your network. It's going to automatically detect your gateway, and it's going to scan for all the clients or devices that are on your LAN. And what we are looking for is those two Enstation5acs. They should come up where it says name here. And there they are. Okay. And what you're going to note are the IP addresses. Okay. When they ship from the manufacturer, they're going to be in DHCP mode. And what that means is when they're plugged into your network, they're going to let your modem or router give them an IP address. All right. So we're going to log into the guy at 192.168.0.39 using Edge. You could also use Firefox or Explorer, Chrome, whatever you want. And we're going to log into the Enstation5ac. The default password for EnGenius access points is admin. ADMIN, just like this, for the username and also down for the password. You're going to log in. No, we don't want to say the password. So we're logged into the access point. As you can see, single radio management, AP, 2T2R, and 867 Mbps, almost a gig of bandwidth. We're going to go to the wireless tab, okay, and we're going to set this up for to be a client. The first thing you want to do is change your device name, okay. If this was a campground, as we talked about during the setup, you could just write camp store access or bridge AC. NJet feature you want to disable. Okay, we do not want that. We want to shut off green mode. And where it says operation mode, we want to switch that from access point to a WDS bridge. All right. Channel HT mode. Okay. I prefer 60 megahertz. It's a broader it's a broader channel, and it's set up for more throughput is what it is. If you're in a heavily congested area, you might want to pick 40 megahertz. It's not going to affect the performance, but I like the higher throughput option, which is 80 megahertz, and these are going in campgrounds, not city streets or city blocks or neighborhoods where you have lots of devices. If you're in that type of environment, pick 40. Okay, but I'm going to pick 80. For a bridge configuration, we want to ensure that this is on channel 36, and it is. It should be default that way. We're going to change security to AES. We want these two bridges to link by password. And we can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously, in your environment, you would want to give something a little more secure, but for demo purposes, we'll use that. And now it's asking for a MAC address. This would be the MAC address that we want to connect to. Okay, so we want to enable that. As you can see, for point to multi-point scenarios, you can add, you can link several to this guy. But we're just doing a single bridge to a single building, so we're only going to enable the first one. So we need to find this MAC address, right? How do we do that? Okay, well, we've already found from our scanner that the second access point, we logged into 39 now, we're going to log into 40 and get its wireless MAC address. Okay, so we are just going to 192.168.040. We're going to log into this guy. And when we log in, okay, we will see there are two MAC addresses. It's got a LAN, which is a hardwire plugged in MAC, and it's also got a wireless MAC address. The wireless MAC addresses are what we're going to use when we create a wireless bridge. So we want to highlight this guy, and that is what we're going to input at the store access point. Okay, we cut it from the previous screen. Let's paste it up here so I'll know what I'm typing, and we'll do 88 DC 96 91 82 B4. Okay, so you see what we've done. We've put the MAC address in the store access point that we want to connect to. And again, that's the second Enstation5ac, and we got that information from the wireless LAN right here, the 5 gigahertz MAC address. So we put that in there. At this point, we can save, and it's going to reboot. When it reboots, a very important step is changing the password. You do not want to keep anything on your network with the factory default username and password. Okay, so when it reboots, I'm going to show you how to change that password. All right, friends, it has rebooted, and as you can see, it's got our device name, Camp Store, just like we put. We'll go into the wireless tab to verify that our settings have taken. And there you see we've disabled the NJet. We've switched the operation mode to WDS Bridge. We're on the 80 megahertz platform. And there is our MAC address. So I told you we wanted to change the password. If you go on the left side here of your management tools, you'll see System Manager and Account. We want to switch to Account. And the administrator username, we can keep that admin. The current password is admin. Okay, and we want to change it to something new. Okay, so we could change this to 123456782. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to have you verify it, and you're going to hit apply. And now you're going to have to log in with your new password. Very important to keep your devices secure. You don't want to keep that default password on anything. Okay, so now all we're going to do is we're going to take the MAC address from this guy, which is the store AC, and we're going to use that to program the access point on the pool building or the remote building. So we're going to switch that access point. There it is, 192.168.0.40. Hit the wireless tab, just like we did with the store access point. And we can name this remote building. And you can name it again, whatever you want. Doesn't have to be a remote building. We're going to shut off or disable the NGET again. Disable green mode. Go to WDS bridge. Switch to 80 megahertz. Security type. This password needs to match the password that you programmed in the other access point. They're not going to match. Okay, important step. You don't want to forget to do it either because it won't work then. Now we're going to enable, and this is looking for the MAC address for the access point that we already programmed. And there it is. So we'll go 88 BC, 96, 91, A2, B1. Okay, see it matches here. 88 DC, 96, 91, A2, B1. Okay. Something I did want to mention. You do want to disable this management interface on both of these bridges. The reason why, if you do not, this is going to show as a broadcast SSID on your wireless network. It just adds confusion to it. People are going to be like, what's this ENMGMT, EnGenius Management, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to use it while it's in bridge mode, so you might as well shut it off to avoid that confusion right away. We'll talk in other videos what this tool is and when it would be important, but in this scenario, using this as a bridge, it is not important. No way. So we'll go ahead and save. Oh, I put a space up here. I knew I shouldn't have done that. You can't have spaces. Nope, won't let you do it. All right, so this will reboot. And when it does, we'll change this password. Okay, it looks like we have rebooted. As you can see, it says remote building. Let's go ahead and verify the wireless settings that they took effect after the reboot. Remote building definitely did. Yep, WDS bridge, NGET is disabled. We are on 80 megahertz. There's our AES and our MAC address. So, let's go ahead and check our connection. So these access points, if you can remember, one is mounted on a building, and one is mounted on the camp store office. And so we're going to hit connections and see our signal strength between the two. And this is something you generally want to see in between 40 and 60. Holy moly, we did a good job. Minus 35 is incredibly strong. But yeah, you want this to the best of your ability to be in between 40 and 60. If it's below 30, that's very strong. dBm signal strength, don't forget, is a little bit backwards. It goes from 0, which is absolute strength, to 100, which is completely weak, usable, useless, unusable junk Wi-Fi. So in the middle is kind of a sweet spot. And I like to say in between 40 and 60. But if you can get 35, certainly that's perfect too. So this is a very good bridge. If you see minus 70, minus 75 here, you need to work on something. You need to switch the megahertz from 80 down to 40. You need to look at scanning channels in your environment to see why that is so low. And again, we've showed you this in previous videos, but if you hit the wireless tab, you can scan your environment to see other clients and to see other noise in the air. Right here, AP access point detection. If you hit scan here, it's going to scan for 5 gigahertz devices in your airspace. And you don't want to be on the same channel as them. No, that'll be bad. So Obviously, 36 works well in this environment. It works well in most environments, but at times you'll have to make adjustments. We do have some channel 36 devices, but they're very weak, as you can see. So they're not really going to affect us. But that works here. Again, if your signal is weak, do this scan and you can switch the channel if you need to. Okay, it's very simple. Just go to your wireless settings and where you have channel, hit configure. And you would just pick the channel that works better in your airspace. You know, you've got quite a selection of them. Okay. Hopefully that was helpful. That's how you connect the bridges, how you connect the two buildings. So right now, that switch that we showed earlier in the video, that is live internet. Okay, I can plug my cameras in now, plug my access point in now, and we're golden in that area. I am going to show videos above. If you look above, there's a link on how to set up that access point, the ECW260 Wi-Fi 6 access point, using your mobile phone. The phone app is called Cloud2Go. You find it in your app store. Hopefully this video was helpful. Please like it. Please subscribe to our page, and we will see you in the field.